In this lesson and the next ones, we'll be discussing the tips and patterns for getting the most out of command code. So let's look at how you'll actually use command code day to day. There are a lot of workflows, but I'll highlight 4 that I use all the time. So let's begin with the first one, that is understanding a new code base. This is usually the first thing you do. Instead of manually digging through files, you can just ask command code to give me a brief overview of this code base, and it will do it for you by removing the fluff and reporting the important details. Then you can even go deeper by prompting the AI to explain the architecture and modules. You prompt command code and it will give the right context. This replaces hours of reading with a few prompts. Let's move on to the second workflow, that is debugging and fixing bugs. This is where command code really shines. Like in the task management app we created in the previous lesson, I've been working on expanding it. And now I cannot access my localhost 3000 because I'm getting an error inside my code base. If you know the exact file, you can reference that as well inside command code by simply referencing it. So I'm going to prompt this, fix the error, and make the app functional. Since I know the exact file, so I'm going to reference that with the @referencing and then adding the path. Upon sending that request, command code doesn't just guess, it traces the issue, fixes it, and runs command to confirm. And after command code has fixed the error, you can see your task management app is now functional again. Let's move on to the third workflow, that is writing tests and verifying code. Instead of writing tests manually, you can simply prompt command code about it. For the task management app, I can simply prompt it to add tests for task creation and board switching. And once it's done, I can send follow-up prompts like run the tests and fix failures. Command code will write tests, run them, fix issues until they pass, and that feedback loop is incredible. Now let's move on to the fourth workflow, that is creating and reviewing a PR. To create a PR, you can simply prompt command code to create a pull request for these changes with a clear description and test plan. Command code will do that using your commit history and diffs. And one thing I would like to highlight is this /review command inside command code. This reviews a pull request agentically. Command code will fetch the PR diff, analyze the changes, and provides a structured review. This agentic review will cover the code quality, potential bugs, missing tests, and style issues. So basically, you can run the /review command to get an analysis of a PR without leaving your terminal. There are many other workflows like refactoring code, fixing UI from screenshots, sharing sessions, or even syncing taste. You'll find all of these in the documentation. Now let's talk about the plan mode inside command code. Most people jump straight into coding, and that works for small stuff but breaks when things get even slightly complex. Command code solves this with plan mode. With this mode, you can explore first, think properly, and then execute. Here's the recommended 4-step workflow. First, you need to explore the code base, then plan it, then implement, and finally ship it. So let's use our task management application as an example. And inside the command code session, to enable the plan mode, simply press Shift and Tab key twice and plan mode will be activated. Then, according to the first step of the 4-step workflow, which is explore, I'm going to prompt command code to explore the current task management app and understand how boards, task state, and navigation work. Upon sending this request, command code reads your code, understands the structure without making any changes. After the exploration, let's move on to the planning phase. For that, let's say in the task management app, I want to add a drag and drop task movement between boards with task priority labels. So I'll ask command code to create a plan for me and run this request inside the plan mode. After a while, you'll see that command code has created the plan. It will outline the component updates, state changes, UI adjustments, and edge cases. You can even refine the plan before anything gets implemented. After the plan mode, it's time to follow the implementation in the 4-step workflow. For that, you need to switch out of plan mode. So I'm going to press Shift and Tab twice to switch to the auto accept mode. And in the auto accept mode, simply prompt command code to implement the plan. This way, command code will update the files, modify logic, test behaviors, and execute automatically without any confirmations. Finally, the last step is to ship. For that, you can prompt command code to summarize the changes clearly or create a PR if you're using it. So basically, use plan mode when the problem is unclear, the change is complex, multiple files are involved, and use auto accept mode when the path is clear, the change is small, and you want speed. If you remember one thing from this lesson, it's this, that don't jump straight into coding. Follow this 4-step workflow of explore, plan, implement, and ship. That's how you get the best results.